scene is set. How spectacular is Harrisville, the home of Pookie MX, and here's a high-flying profile to look at just how good this place is. Look at the crowd coming in. Great to see everybody getting set for a great day. The international flags flutter. The start line is busy. The track, look at that, immaculately groomed. The only thing that's missing is a red carpet for our guests as we get ready to hone in on a great day. Another spectacular aerial shot to look here at Harrisville of how our world-class moto circuit right here in New Zealand goes, with our JCR preview first up.
Hi, I'm Josh Coppins from Altherm JCR Yamaha, here to introduce the team to you. We've got 3 riders on this team. Scott Collum in MX1, along with Cade Mosick from Australia. And we've also got Jay Wilson in MX2, and we have a support rider called Ethan Martins. The team's been going for 3 years now. I started this team when I retired from racing at the end of 2012. We've currently won 6 New Zealand titles and trying to improve on that at every event we do. So a professional motocross team in New Zealand, it's a tough business. Obviously the racing industry is relatively small in New Zealand, even though we produce a lot of great riders. So we have the workshop base in Nelson, or Motueka, where I'm originally from, and we have 2 tracks on the farm there where we work with riders from all over the world. The idea is to grow the Yamaha brand and grow our sponsors, and also try to do help those riders for their domestic championships. This year we had Yu Hirata from Yamaha Motor Corporation, a Japanese rider, come out for 2 months preparing for the Japanese championship. And like I said earlier, we have Jay Wilson and also Cade Mosick from Australia. A lot of people wonder why we have that connection. It's just because obviously our New Zealand riders also want to travel overseas, so it's great for them to come here and prepare for their season. And from the Yamaha brand point of view, we try to win as many championships as we can, and if we can help them win overseas, that's also good.
Another team at the top of the crop, CMR Red Bull KTM. Brilliant to see in action, and just how they foster, right from their junior riders right through to the seniors. You watch the stars in action, how they've picked up Josiah Natsky and what he's going to do on the world stage. You see none better than with CMR and Red Bull KTM.
My name's Josiah Natsky. I'm 16 from Hamilton. I've been riding for the CMR Red Bull KTM team for about 2 years now. I raced last year and won the championship for the team, and so this year it's gone pretty good. I won every race except for one where I had a fall off. I think as long as I get up front and I can wrap it up by the second race, all goes to plan, I'll do that and I'll have the championship.
I'm Ben Broad, 16 years old, from Ngatea, New Zealand. Second in the championship by 1 over third, so yeah, I'm confident here and tomorrow should go well. Josiah's really up there, and with his deal in Europe and everything, it's good to just get pointers off him and just see where I can do against him. It helps with him being in the team, so see what he does and see what I can do differently for when I race next year when he moves up. And yeah, it's good and it helps me a lot.
Hi, I'm Hamish Harwood. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Takaka. I come through the juniors racing CMR. Then 2012 I went over to Europe to do a year's racing over there. Then I've come back and done the last 2 years riding back for CMR, and it's been good. You know, it's a good track, and the Pookie Club, they always do a good job, and yeah, as long as it's prepped well and watered well, it'll be a good day's racing.
The scene is set here at Harrisville. The riders are ready, the teams are ready, the bikes are ready, the track is ready, PookieMX.com is ready. We're ready to get away. 125 MX coming next. Welcome back to Harrisville, New Zealand. Our riders are ready, the track is ready. Get ready now, because the 125 class coming up. Whether you're on your seat, in your armchair, on your bike, wherever you are to watch this, this is what you've come to see. Ready for another great Pookie MX start. Here we are, ready for the uphill off the Monster Energy line. The independent backward falling start gate. 912, we've got Curtis Lilly tucked on this side. One of our stars on board with the awesome online Canberra. Look at that. Yes, good start by Jai Deacon. Nice one out wide for the Hawke's Bay man. Got away to a cracker there. Sneaked that KTM up on the inside line. Wasn't a lot in it, but it's all important. As you can see, she's a real tight corner to get through there. But already there he goes, our superstar. The number one, Josiah Natsky, leads him nicely to go through with Courtney Duncan on the tail. Courtney's played a fantastic run in this year's Motocross Nationals. This young lady from Otago, what a star she is, and great to have her with us so dominantly now on the New Zealand scene. But it's this rider about to head to Europe for his debut performance on the world stage, our next champion in the making. That certainly leads us 1-2-5 pack so early in racing, and great to see the battles going on behind him. But look at that for an advantage already for Natsky. Has he cleared out or what? He's gapped it already. We know the world class of Courtney, she's right there, and look at this great field and behind it. One of the best calibre fields we've had in 1-2-5 racing in New Zealand for a long time, and giving us a real idea of just the class of Josiah Natsky and what he's broken away for the line already. As we whip it through and going through this spectacular PookieMX.com motocross circuit at Harrisville, these guys really starting to kick it and keep high flying at the moment. So much at stake on for this early moto here at this fourth and final spectacular round at Harrisville. Good to get away off the Monster Energy line as we come up to the side of the gate this time, and now starting to get a good position as we look to go through there and to check it out. 742 on the Burrow bike today. Taupo's Aaron Smith had troubles with his own bike last week at the round, so he's come out on the borrowed machine. A little bit of customising to do there. Oh, you can see those ruts starting to play. We've got the early track nice and wet for these guys. It just dries through the day without the rain. A little bit of breeze that gets up as well, so it does make it better track as the day goes on. So the first moto always that little bit stickier for these guys, finding it that little bit more demanding in the early parts of the race. Good to watch there as these battles are going on. Curtis down through there as well. Look for Liam Draper, a good run from Liam as well. And here we are up with Courtney so quickly. Nice to see these battles going. Look at the gap that she's made on them as the rest fire their way through. So nice to see, and the big charge to go on. There's the 45 for Taupo's Cohen Chase, running a very good third. Look at the gap he's got already. Pulled out on that rest. We saw that pack before. They were super close together. Now we've got the advantage. Good to watch, you get an idea. The mud that's starting to fly here in the early stages with those numbers well splattered with mud in the early stages, so they've kept on their tail. They've really been fighting it hard, and all of a sudden you can see now that they are splattered in mud. So it's to get the reward, to get past that rider in front of them and get a clean break out on the track and make their mark through the field. He's been totally dominated of the motos here. We've got a few of Marshall just slowing him down at the moment, coming across an incident on the flag track. You can see the yellow flags there, and we've got the support flag out as well. So that means the riders slow up as we build up just to happen there at the dynamic stage of the moto as we look up to the finish line and taking the run through Mr. Motorcycles for the final time, and a great wrap for the checkered flag. So well done there. But Josiah Natsky taking the win, clear and comfortably dominate. You'll see the 533 number on the back of his shirt because he rides in the MX2 class on the bike, which he takes that number as well. And then as we get to the top, Courtney Duncan to take a very good second place.
Hi, my name's Curtis Lilly. I'm 20 years old from Pukekohe. I ride for the Workshop Graphics Husqvarna race team.
How competitive is the Husqvarna?
Oh, it's very competitive. It's the same bike as the KTMs. There's no disadvantage on being on the Husqvarna, and I think it's a bit of an advantage to me as everyone else is running normal bikes, and this bike stands out a lot more.
Hey, what's up? I'm Courtney Duncan, 19 years of age, from Palmerston, Otago, New Zealand, and I race at YZ125. This is about the third year. I only did 2 rounds last year, and I just did the one in 2013 before I went to the States. So this is my first full season.
Courtney enjoying taking on the men, but she has a bigger mission in mind.
That's the main goal, is to head over to Europe and win a women's world title, and that's always been the goal. But yeah, like you said, there's not a separate class here, so we line up against the men and try battle it out.
What an absolute honour to have Courtney with us. We are so privileged in New Zealand, a superstar of world women's motocross. This lady will be heading to the world campaign in time to come. Still only a young lady at heart. She's got 10 plus more years of top professional racing in her, and look out for that name, Courtney Duncan, to be a world champion. Put your money on it. Here we go, away with moto number 2 at a superb start. Look at him, he was on a lonely gateway out here, the number 1. Josiah looking to get through there, hasn't done it. Liam Draper's got the run. Good run from the Husqvarna Workshop Graphics man. Liam Draper, what a heads up to him. Rode yesterday at the Wellington Enduro round, hopped on the plane. train here back in Auckland overnight and ready to go racing today. A superb run by the likeable young Aucklander, and he is a great exponent, probably one of New Zealand's best off-road riders at the moment with what he's doing in Enduro country and Moto as well, so great to watch. Yes, there we go, looking for the update one. He's got a bit of work to do, that's for sure, and nice to see that he does have to work harder. Good to watch through there as the run goes on. If we check it out, 114 down through there. Hayden Clements, the man out of Clements Bobcats from Ponnet. Great run from Hayden, that is superb moto as we check it out. Here we are on the cam as well, so getting a good opportunity to watch those other riders and behind, and that's what it's all about. As already, you can see the number one, look at that, he's gone already. Josiah Natsky gapping it on the competition at the moment. So it's the Josiah Natsky show back to dominate in NZ Motocross. It's so good to watch as we still check out more of this fabulous cam shots. One you just saw before was actually Ben Broad, so that's Courtney. Got a fantastic shot to watch there on the Sony cam, so well done indeed. So it's one out in front, then we go 151 to Courtney. Liam Draper, and that superb starts deserve him to be a good placing right up there. The 21 of young Ben Broad, the Natia man out of HPC, looking to put in a flying good ride back in fourth place. What a young star he's proved to be in his debut year of big-time senior motocross as well. On board now here with Ben Broad, giving us an idea of what it's like to be up in the air and out in that shot. Nice choice of lines through there as he goes up to the top now, coming around. Watch that inside, he'll take that inside rut. He can use those ruts extremely well because he can keep the power on, knowing that the wheels will stay within those ruts. And look at that, where he wants an opportunity to start to attack, he's got to go to a bit of cross rut riding so he can make a move and try and squeeze up and get that inside advantage. See, there it is. Look at what he made with the gain there. Good work, good work. So we've got the leading rider out in that far right rut. He goes in the next one on the inside, making up that dynamic millimetre that makes every bit of difference on a moto track as we see it at the moment. So good to watch Ben Broad on board here, right behind Liam Draper, trying to get up on Liam's tail. Generally through most of the motos, we have Ben in front of the upstart of Liam, but I tell you what, not to be upset here for sure. We've got Liam that's got it at the moment. I'm loving this. This is good to watch through because Leon, how well he's riding, but also for the fact that we've got Ben pushing all the way to get through there. As we look back to more moto action in our lineup at the moment. Here's the 198, already 45. We can watch it now from Taupo's Cohen Chase, the Tahara College high flyer. He's looking good in the moto excitement as well. So he too coming up on the tail here as we watch with Ben. So there it is, Ben. Look at it. Might have this time goes through the inside runners. He got it nailed. You don't see anybody up on the shadow on the shoulder. He's there over the top of Turkau ITM tabletop, and he's gone at the moment. First and fourth now. Great action here in the FX Freight to 125 motos. Moto number 2 of this fourth and final round of our NZ Motocross Nationals 2015. What an exceptional talent for 125 racing at New Zealand. An average age of probably 17 is all we've got of these young guns. So you've got the 16-year-old superstar in Josiah. You've got this man at 15. You've got Courtney up there at 16. So you really have got our big champions at the moment that are starting to make a name at such a young age, and that's why we want 125 racing. The world's acknowledging that with the European Cup, which is where Josiah is heading to now. So we truly have a place for these versatile bikes. They've been around since they were first brought onto the world moto scene. 1975, the original year of 125 racing of 125cc machines, and it was originally won by the famous Japanese rider Akira Watanabe, who came out to New Zealand on a number of occasions to show us what he was like on a 125cc moto machine. So great history of what is now exactly 40 years since these bikes blessed us on motor tracks and are still a high-flying machine. To think of the fact that these machines can put out close to 40 horsepower for a tiny little 125cc moto machine, they really do put the power to weight ratio into perspective with great motorsport. So there we are, watching some more on-cam work as well. Great to see as you see them jostling away through there. Look at this from Courtney. Great to see. When you watch her riding, you would not think it's a lady in action at all. She has the style of a champion, knows how to ride it, and the energy she exerts is just so amazing. The petite young lady, certainly a super fitness athlete as well. So there's an idea of the gap. The one, there he goes. Great work out there. Josiah Natsky, 151 for Courtney. The lady in action here. Who really still shows us what she's made of. And now we can see that that's Courtney on board and get an idea of the Yamaha Fox girl, the Kiwi girl. Do you see it on her gear? Proudly supported by Fox International as she races around the globe to show her excellence in women's motocross. But it's back to the number one, our star in Josiah Natsky. Loving his work through that moment. See that working right up on the front of the bike. His elbows are well out as well. Shot back here to Courtney again on that cam. You can see right up there in the distance is Josiah in front of her. That's always her target. Gives her something to aim for. As we note in the moto, there is that brilliant burst that Josiah's able to do when he can break away from competitors like Courtney, but then through the motor, he's able to keep it smooth, and Courtney's able to keep focus on that riding in front as well. Back to Josiah, good to watch, and he's got a nice line as he goes out wide there. And again, just floating through that air. See how he lands? You wouldn't think he's falling from the sky as he is, but he gets up there. And see that for a finish? Less dramatic, exerting less energy because he knows he's got so much to do. And at this point, that is the title. He's got it. That's a sensation for him, and the man has got it. He's got the title, and there it is. 2 number ones. Did it in 2014, doing it again in 2015. Fantastic to watch. Josiah Natsky.
Well done, Josiah. This is the result you wanted going to Europe, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it was definitely what I wanted. I felt like personally I achieved what I set out to do today, and yeah, I'm feeling good going into Europe now, and got the championship in the 125 and got some good things out of doing MX2, so I'm happy.
Well, the title might be one for Josiah Natsky, but I bet you he does not let up. He'll still be out there. He could actually afford to be sitting back and saving energy for another moto he's going to try on the little bike in MX2. But he's once a champion, always a champion. And watch him to fly still again for this third and final encounter. Here we are, 12 motos we've been on top of since we started this championship less than 2 months ago. And great to watch another superb hole shot in the corner. Another clean break out there. 178, we're in behind with Sean Kelly as we check out the rest of the field to go through there. Spotting the flying 45 of Cohen chasing him. There he is. Look at that already. Josiah Natsky out in front. Courtney Dunk for the second. Ben Broad here and squeezing up on the inside. I think that's going to be the Hayden Clement show again. The Spongeray man putting in an awesome moto. Loves that red clay of Harrisville. Look at this beautiful track as we talked about. You've seen there how it's just got better and better. Not that flying mud like it was in the early stages, but beautiful, black and tacky. It really does sit it down in good style because that's where you get those lines that they can take. Watch it. Oh, chase on the inside. Beautiful to watch. Yes, indeed. Cohen a little bit wide. See, and he overdid. He made the mistake because he was going so fast along the straight. He couldn't tuck it right in at time in the corner again, and we saw Ben Broad just push the advantage back on the inside. But as all this goes on, it's still again the Josiah Natsky show, leading by example. Here's the real battle. Love this in the moto, the 2 Fox Rockets, but check it out. Ben Broad now, Ben a little too wide. See, he favours that inside line for that corner number 3, but he's gone wide to the one before that, and you've seen Chase get up on the inside, and now you've seen why Chase has got the advantage. So Cohen Chase overtaking Ben Broad. This title, folks, is down to only a couple of points to separate these two guys. This makes the difference as to who sits behind Josiah Natsky for the overall title, as to who beats the other one in this contest at the moment. So these guys will know it's on. 2 schoolboys loving it here on a Super Sunday at Harrisville to fight it out in great moto. With Courtney Dunk a little further back behind them in the show. But it is Courtney still, after all, that we know will be one of our top contenders for the overall title. So great to watch. Will she make it up there with the best? And we predict it'll be a 4th place overall. So Josiah, but then that show we're looking to as we keep an eye on that battle out there again with Courtney. And look at that. He's already knows it. Already knows it. We are building up to the flag. He's waving the crowd. Look at the crowd that's here with him at the moment. There it is, the number 1. And yes, indeed, he's done it. He already had it won, but he does it with another immaculate victory. And listen to that crowd applause. See what's going on. And here it is with the team. And look at that from Kenan. He's about to hold it up and give him that number 1 jersey. So as we look at their points, Josiah Natsky, Hamilton, KTM, 288. Second, Cohen Chase, Taupo, Yamaha, 231. And the third goes to Benjamin Broad, Natia, KTM, 227. We knew it was a handful of points. Look at that, down to 4 in the end. What a battle, what a way to decide it. Still heaps of racing to come, and next up we're going to check out the MX2 and the 3 motos that will decide the championship for 2015. Welcome back to Harrisville, our 2015 New Zealand Motocross Champs. Here we are with our big players. Nothing better than being on board with JCR Yamaha.
Hi, I'm Josh Coppins from Eltham JCR Yamaha. Like I said, I retired from racing at the end of 2012, and as a team manager, and I basically do jack of all trades in this team. I'm doing a bit of mechanic work, coach the riders, drive the truck sometimes, and I have a lot of help from a lot of good staff, but it's a real balancing act to try and make it work and make the budget work. And like I said earlier, we have a small industry in New Zealand of motorcycling, so we don't sell that many bikes, so it's difficult for our brands, Yamaha, to cover all the costs, but we're thankful to have some other good sponsors that you see behind me on board. and Altherm being one of them, Altherm window systems. And it's a real balancing act, not only with the budget but also with the riders and getting the best out of them. But it's something I love, and I'm really passionate about trying to win with them. To be honest, to me it feels better winning with them than it did winning myself. So far for the season, we've had some up and down results, but we've won some championships already with 2 veteran titles, one for myself, one for Scott Collum, also a Supercross title with Jay Wilson. Currently in the main part of the series, the national championships, we're leading MX2 with Jay Wilson, and we're currently sitting 4th and 6th in MX1 with Scott Collum 6th and Cade Mosick 4th.
Jay Wilson, 20 years old, riding for Altherm JCR Yamaha. Over here doing our pre-season training for our Australian Nationals, so it's been really good. It's just been awesome over here working with Josh and everybody at the team. They've put a massive effort in. They've really gave me a good bike this year, and I can't thank them enough. But yeah, we're looking forward to getting back to Australia and starting the Australian Nationals as well, so thanks.
Well, looking for some great results for Team Altherm JCR Yamaha, and what an awesome team that Josh has assembled this year. What an honour to have somebody of his world stature, one of the most respected guys on the world moto scene, for his gentleman attitude to all the great sport and those fantastic 2 second places that he deserved over a great career when he should have been #1 back in 2007. A great story that many of us know and remember, the man that should have won the title but never quite got there. But here we go, there's a lot of stories about that in motorsport. Check it out. Yes, indeed, and yes, look at that, great start there, MX2. And that is the Duran Stapleton show. Good from the young Aussie man. We've had Duran here in New Zealand with us before, but a much better improved ride for him this year. So nice to see that, and he really has picked up his own race pace. We're on board here at the moment with the KTM of Hamish Harwood. So nice bit of onboard shot there as we look out for the run where he's making. Check him out, 153 in the run as we look out 49 in Joel Meikle. Joel Meikle to get through there, the young man from Oamaru on the CMR Red Bull KTM. I think that was going to be the 153 out there, checking that out. Wow, he's so wide. In fact, here we are with Jay. Jay on board. Not a good start. Jay's gone to the front. What's that? At least 4 in front of him. Now we take on that corner. It's back to Duran. We've got the advantage already with Jay. There we go. Look at that Aussie. What a great battle. The 2 Aussies up to fly there at the moment. And Jay Wilson showing his gas. And the steer. Always love the steer. See that? He's up on the bike and he looks straight back at him saying, I've got you, mate. I've got it nailed. I've got it railed. That was the fight for seconds. We still come up here to Hamish Harwood. We knew how good a start that Hamish had, but it's Jay on attack here already. Heat 2 looking good for the title. Has that handy lead on the points. He's going to need this in the next moto to get there for the day, but he won't need the 3rd one if he can still be on top of these 2. So there it is with Jay looking good for our 2009 World Junior Champion. Came to New Zealand to contest that championship as a young man in 85cc racing from Australia. Loved New Zealand and adopted so well to Taupo and won that title way back then. It knows what seems like moon's gone by, but great for this young man. He's also got 2 New Zealand Supercross titles to his credit as well. So this guy loves winning right here in New Zealand and doing it so well as somebody has felt it and got down there. And that's a steep downhill. You get an idea of where the spectators are coming in for support there, just how steep it is. They've gone to a yellow, so that slows everybody else down there, but more importantly, supporting our riders down. And look how far his bike is away, giving us an idea of that downhill as well. That's the yellow flag. It's well waved as a warning. See the others coming right down to snail's pace. And then after the incident, the guy's back on the gas and ready to go. So it is that yellow that we look out for with real interest. So just slowing it up there at the moment to the Mr. Motorcycles line, and Jay to get through there. Well done to Jay. Managed to squeeze past, so gets up there to take another great victory. So Jay Wilson and loving it. The 153 now for Hamish Harwood out of Golden Bay gets a very good 2nd place. And look at the sportsmanship here as we get the high fives all around, including, you'll have noticed there, the 533 of Josiah Natsky, because he was up there on the 125, but in MX2 this time. Moto 2 and looking for another great start. Here we are looking to this Monster Energy Superstar. Beautiful drop of that gain. Out we go. The 11 of Scotty Cannon, the man from Rotorua, out there on the Patterson O'Connor Kawasaki. Gets the start. Oh, a little bit of a nudge between the 2 Aussies. You see that tyre to tyre? And down with 913, Sam Greensley. bad luck as he finds his way through there and all of a sudden gets caught up. When you've got close to 40 riders going for one tiny little bit of dirt on that same corner, it's always dynamic and always a chance for a bit of action, as we saw. Jay to get it there already. There's Duran. We've saw him. He'd had the advantage to go through early on, but just slipping back there a little bit at the moment, so some work to do for him. For Duran stabled in the 153 spotted in there as well of Hamish Harwood, but it is the advantage for the high flyer already out there. Stepping down, Hadley Knight's gone to second. Pick up the Husqvarna Racing Workshop Graphics, the Flying TC 252 strokes. Some good work by the young man from Reparar. Great to watch him. Hadley Knight in awesome form for that second place at this stage. So here we are on board at the moment with Letter J and the Alfirm JCR Yamaha of Jay Wilson. Good work. There's Hadley on the 91. Back in there to Stapleton as the Hondas fly their way through there as well. Looking to be the 146, I think, of Micah McGoldrick coming through that traffic to join him as well. He's had an exceptional run, of course, won that dynamic opening round at Taranaki just a few weeks ago. Spotting the 553 and the number 9 for iLab Hero and Nick Saunders, having his farewell moto after 22 years of top motocross throughout New Zealand, taking a break from the sport. We wish him and his wife and future family all the best for their futures. We're on board back here with watching some great racing to the top of that Yamaha hill, and round the corner we go. Look at that wicked air.